Hi, everybody, and welcome. This is Tyler, I'm a loan officer here in San Antonio, Texas. Today, we're going to be talking about one of life's greatest mysteries, your credit score. Today in this video, we're going to cover 3 topics. Why is my credit where it is? What can I do to improve it? And why do credit companies exist? Okay, so first off, what makes up your actual credit score? Your credit's going to be made up of 5 main things: your amounts owed, payment history, credit mix, length of credit history, and new credit. So those are gonna be the things that actually make up your credit score. Now we gotta go into the much larger topic: why is my credit score where it is? Whenever I'm trying to explain this to a new client or even a friend, I try to use the same analogy. Think of your credit score as a buoy on the ocean. And every negative thing that happens on your credit account, be it a late payment or a collection or anything like that, is going to be like a little anchor that you're attaching to this buoy to pull it under the waves. What you need to do is you need to have positive factors and positive indicators that act like hot air balloons, pulling the buoy back out of the waters. One of the first things people ask about is, what if I have collections? Or what if I have old things on my credit account? Keeping with the same analogy, think of those things as somebody on a deserted island that the buoy is going by, and right after it hits your credit, they're the loudest because the buoy is going to be as close as possible. But over a 2-year period and beyond, you're going to get further away from those people and their voice is going to drift away and you're not going to hear it quite as loud.
Wilson! Wilson!
Now, we all have heard exactly how to fix this, right? Dispute, dispute, dispute.
That's my purse! I don't know you!
Wrong. Don't do this, okay? It's common advice, it's a common mistake, and it's not the path you want to go. When you dispute something, generally what's happening, you're telling the credit bureaus that the negative reporting is not accurate because you either paid on time or you don't recognize those accounts. You need to back up a dispute with evidence. These are commonly going to be things such as billing errors or actual issues, but you have to allow time for that merchant or that vendor or that auto dealership to respond and show your signature and your missed payments. And then it's all coming right back onto your account. And additionally, as a loan officer, if you have disputes on there, we know we're not getting your true credit score. So we need these things to get resolved. So if you don't have receipts and you don't have proof that those shouldn't be on your credit, this isn't gonna do anything but artificially inflate your credit score while the dispute is active. And that's just gonna slow your buying process down because we have to allow time for your creditors to respond. So simply, if they have those receipts and that was your debt and you didn't pay on time, let's just move past it and work on some positive things we can actually do to fix your credit. All right, so step 1, pay your bills. This seems simple, right? And it's the same as saying if you just eat clean, you can have a 6-pack. Look, we understand that life happens and that when you're younger, credit just doesn't seem as important as going to Gulf Shores with your bros for spring break.
Spring break. Spring break.
But now we need to look to see if you're actually living above your means instead of household budget and eating your vegetables. Step 2 is going to be check your credit mix. Your mix of credit can have a big impact on your score. And some examples of these are going to be revolving credit is one type, also known as credit cards. Installment debt is going to be the second type, and that's going to be personal loans, student loans, and auto loans. Now, another type is going to be federal debt.
When it comes to 1-year-old Dante, Pierre, you are the father.
And that's going to be child support obligations, tax liens, or anything from DFAS. All right, now going back to that earlier analogy about the buoy. We love the Navy out here. How you utilize your active credit and your open credit lines is usually the easiest thing for us to take action on and help get you some positive points. If you have open credit cards, we need to look at what your credit utilization is. If you take a look at your credit limit on your card, so 30% balance or less, you're a good customer. They're saying only nice things about you when you're not in the room. They want to be your BFF. They're planning trips with you. If you get between 30 and 49% of your credit line being used, you're not quite as good friends anymore. You might not be invited to the wedding. This just might be somebody that you like seeing around the office. You're between 50 and 59%. I know we're getting specific, but now you're more like that friend that tends to forget his wallet when you guys go out to eat lunch, and they're having to think about you more and more. If you're between 60 and 80%, your creditor feels like they might need to drive past your work every now and then and make sure they're seeing your car in the parking lot. If you're over 80%, your creditor's gonna start thinking that you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan that's already bet them they would have won another Super Bowl, and now you just keep ducking them. And if you're over your credit limit, you're now underwater. You do not pass go, you do not collect the $100, you're not getting that loan, generally speaking.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Okay, but what if this doesn't apply to you so far? Because what if you have no credit? No scores are showing up. Generally, that's somebody who's a little bit younger in life or just starting out, or for some reason, you've just been living off the grid, a little bit like the Unabomber. What if I have no credit? Okay, do you pay your own light bill? No? Do you pay your own car insurance every month? No? Your water bill? No? Internet bill? You got your own Netflix, dog? Okay. If you have those, we can use them as alternate trade lines, and that'll be your substitute credit score. Look, you've been paying your bills. Not all bills are credit, and not all credit are bills. Simply put, credit means that somebody's already paid for you, and you're just paying them back.
I want to see the receipts.
But when you're paying for a service, that's gonna be more like a bill. But if you're paying for a service before you get it, like the ones I mentioned, then you pay those in advance, and they don't always show up on your credit report. But we can close you on a mortgage if you can show 3 of those accounts getting paid by you in your name for 12 months straight. It takes more paperwork because your alternative lifestyle has led to you having to be your own credit bureau. But we can piece all that paperwork together with you and get those keys in your hand. Now, last part of this topic is, why do credit companies exist? There's a lot of ways you can think about these bureaus. TransUnion, Experian, Equifax, especially since some of them like to leave your data all over the dark web. But in essence, they're here to look out for not only the merchant, but also for you. Your credit score is a reflection of where you are currently. If your score is dipping a bit because you just bought a car, that's normal. It also is gonna dip a bit when you close on your mortgage. It recovers over time. The reason why that happens is the credit bureaus are saying, hey, this guy just got a new account, they have a new payment, let's make sure they're okay before you throw something else on their plate. If you start realizing that's their purpose and start working with them and a loan officer in your area to help you out, hopefully me, we can get you set up where these credit bureaus are only saying nice things about you so that you can get those keys.